What do you think of this? Anyway, I like sunbathing in front of the window, and it's really nice. But anyway, I have spoken a lot about potential plans and ideas for that. But I haven't really actually talked about the part where I actually find out the real information. When it comes to the real information about, who knows what, when the celebrities found out what their first opinions were, you know, I don't trust anyone, not one tiny bit. And if I'm going on to a Big Brother show for, I don't know how long it will be. Uh, could be 6 weeks, could be 8 weeks, could be 2 months, could be 3 months. I don't know, but there's a stage where I need to go on and just be like a sacrifice, be Babylon the Great. And apparently, I found out that whore actually just means in the olden times a woman who rejects her husband. But yeah, whether I go on as a bride and then reject you and whatever. But anyway, um, I don't know, but that needs to happen, and afterwards, I need to know the truth about what singers and celebrities have done. Now, I'm definitely not going to forgive anyone in this lifetime. I've forgiven you when Lily comes, and that's not going to be for another 1,000 years. And I think if you're on Earth between now and year 3000, you will know that you haven't made it into paradise yet, or the other realm. I don't even know what paradise is because I don't know anything about the other realm. And yeah, this place might be a heaven if you make it heaven on earth, but at the same time, it's definitely not a paradise. And I don't even think it's going to be paradise in 3,000 years. I don't know. I don't think it can be paradise because for you to be able to have a good life, you need to be able to afford things. And for you to be able to afford things, there always needs to be cheap labor for things to be cheap. And so, you know, nothing will be paradise on this place. You can make it a heaven, but I don't think you can make it a paradise. But I love nice hotels and nice. That is a paradise where you can just forget about the people and just enjoy the environment. That is paradise. The paradise for me is just where everything feels happy and nice. And there are some hotels that I've seen on Instagram that are just like, wow, that looks like paradise. But yeah, I think reality is that there'll never be paradise on earth because there'll always be people struggling, and there'll always be the poor, the rich, and probably the super poor. I mean, I hope that salvation stuff will end, but there will always be people who are struggling because they are learning to be smarter and learning to get better jobs and stuff. And but anyway, yeah, when it comes to what happens after, I don't know because I want to meet the celebrities, but at the same time, I have a strong feeling that all the celebrities that were doing songs in the first 3, 4 years, I'm pretty sure that a lot of them were just thinking they were pretending they were, I don't know, heard a rumor that God is singing through all these songs and that they get to pose up as God. And I'm pretty sure that they're helping themselves was their only intention, and they didn't really care that God is on earth. Like I've been in this tribulation for 10 years, and even last year, the number of people who were still worshipping and praying to God about all the things that they wanted. It's just like, I'm really confused about that. I'm super, super confused as to who actually knows about me because it's like, I'm sure Britney Spears knew about me. I'm sure her songs, there's enough information to know that she knew a lot about me. And yet she's, preaching about being an atheist now, and all the stuff about God the Father, and just I don't know, just she's never. I don't know what she knows, but there's a lot of them. Like Janet Jackson was another one. I've seen her. I'm sure I've seen loads of her posts about worshiping a god that's not me. Um, I don't know what she was saying, but I listened to that and I was thinking, I don't think she knows anything about me, and but then again, it's like, well, I think she does. So when it comes to a lot of singers, I have no idea what they know, when they found out, what they and I want to speak that I deserve to know this. But the problem is, I feel like a lot of them have done things, heard about Christ was here, God was here, and not cared that I've had a shitty life. If I go into some sacrifice on a Big Brother show, most people who are happy to, I don't know, vote for me to drink some cockroach juice without me knowing or something. You know, if there is some test like that, you know, a huge number of people that would happily let me go through something like that would have no clue, or won't care about my past, won't care about anything that I've been through in the past. And I feel like the celebrities and singers, you know, I felt like a lot of them at the beginning felt that same way. You know, they didn't care that I hated my parents, that I didn't have a good upbringing, that I didn't achieve anything in life, that I've, you know, really struggled with dyslexia quite severely, and that's undermined my confidence in not being able to, made me not be able to get a good job, and I just, all the problems, the depression that I faced, I felt like, you know, nothing I went through before 2013 meant anything to anyone. That's how it felt like. And I don't know the situation. I don't know if they knew. I don't know if they were told. I don't know if they asked questions. I don't know anything. um, and you know, there might be some people who don't want to meet me because they feel guilty about not asking these questions, or not finding out, or not caring. Um, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I can't plan ahead because I just don't know. I just know that I don't want to be lied to. I don't mind being lied to on the Big Brother show, and I'm not going to sort of take any. I don't even really want to meet the celebrities on that show. I mean, I think some of the guys, yes, but I don't think I have much interest in meeting many of the female ones in the first series, actually, because I feel like anything that happens in the first show is going to be against me, and it needs to be that, because I want to turn the world against me, because you know, I hate the celebrities for what they've done, but no one has voted for me to drink concrete juice against my knowledge or something. And I feel like if there was some tests like that, you know, it kind of just prove that there are far worse people than people who just write songs about me, you know. I find my life just seems to be one disaster after the other, and it just seems to get worse and worse and worse. And being on the Big Brother, though, is something that I've wanted to do for a long, long time. And yeah, I don't want to be put through anything terrible, but at the same time, I don't think that would happen. I think it's just for the, you know, for the TV. But I afterwards, I want to know, but I feel like I need to trust someone. I need to know the information, but I need to be able to trust someone that some of the information is right. You know, I want to know who who knew what, and I don't even know who I would speak to find out these questions, or will I trust them? You know, I am extremely suicidal. I want to die, and I feel like anything you tell me, even after the show, will probably just be lies, to try and stop me from being angry, or whatever, you know. Um, and I don't want to be lied to. So a part of me just feels like after I do this show, I'll just live in isolation for the rest of my life, being really angry at everyone. I think I'll be angry whether, you know, if they say something and say, "Oh, we didn't know," and the elite or some group of people were keeping that. Well, why were you keeping it a secret for so long? I just don't understand that. I don't understand anything what you've been doing, or maybe all these videos are just from some other place in another realm, and you've just been feeding them through, and none of these people are on Earth. I mean, I feel like that's actually the better option, but I don't know. I just know that I deserve to know the truth, but I don't know if I want to even hear it from the singers, because I don't know if I'll necessarily believe what they say. You know, I like their music, and I'm sure my higher self doesn't hate them as much as I do as a human, because my higher self has been working with them and probably has been enjoying the songs and hasn't cared about me. I don't think my higher self has cared about me, and what I might be going through. But yeah, as a human, I don't know if I even want to hear their story, because I feel like if it's to defend themselves, I feel like that's all it's going to be, just lies.